5 weeks ago on the Random Offense Two-Way Show.
He loves his stats. Giannis has a lot of vanity to him. And it clashes against the narrative that's been constructed for him as the child of Nigerian immigrants in Europe and selling, sunglasses or whatever that was as a street vendor, and this humble and humility and the humble immigrant, blah, 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 all of that. Like, the reality kind of bucks up against that, so nobody wants to acknowledge it. But to even participate in this exercise of, I kind of want to leave. I'm not,
Okay. We got Titonia. We got Bucks fan here. We got Bucks fan. We got to have him on here. We're going to see if we've transgressed.
Titonia, what's up?
So I would agree with most of that, but we're on year 9 of this now. And like
year
Aaron
9
Rodgers,
of getting Giannis out of Milwaukee.
Max Kellerman on Christmas Day talked about it before the Christmas Day games in 2019 or whenever. It was like there've been all these rumors, and there's never a recapitulation later as to what was this spin. I would totally agree if people were saying that, yeah, he's flirting. Like, he doesn't really have like the normal agent connections anyway. I think his agent is Greek, and so there's kind of a different dynamic. But we've gone through 8 years of people saying he wants out. I think he's always been flirtatious with it also. There's never really been any actual reporting on how much of this like with LeBron, we know what comes out of his camp, right? With Durant, we know what's floated. With Giannis, and we just never know, but it's Groundhog Day every year. And I would think at some point somebody would write a book, or there'd be some actual reporting on like who is leaking this and for what benefit.
Let me ask you something.
To what benefit is this stuff leaked?
Let me ask you something. Why did we never hear this type of shit about Tim Duncan or Dirk Nowitzki?
It's a different era. It was a post-decision era though too.
I mean,
because
Duncan did nearly leave once.
He had the one free agency when he was an actual free agent. There was never any chatter about Dirk wanting to leave Dallas, about Duncan wanting to leave San Antonio.
Well, now we know it's because Mark Cuban was compensating him.
I'm just saying,
Allegedly.
like, this chatter, I promise you, it's not from nothing.
Well,
I promise you.
It's not.
It's
but
not
He's got
out
a good
of
point.
thin air.
He's got a good point, which is that it's different, and so it's harder to know what the signals are. Here's what I've heard about Giannis.
Yes.
This is just what I've heard, and not about his decisions, but just he's not the easiest to work with behind the scenes for ESPN when they do these national games. That's what I've heard from people who work those games. And I think he's at a bit of a remove. And if you're not completely plugged into the American way of doing things and ESPN and everything else, I think it's harder to really know. And so that's part of it. I think I agree with Waz that there's been flirtation, but I also agree with Titonia that there's also, because he's not in whatever we want to call the American dynamic, it's harder to know what's happening. So that's what I'm saying.
But then his brother just got signed. So then again, is the actual dynamic is that something gets leaked, then Thanasis is back on the team, Alex is back on the two-way, or they trade for Drew Holiday, or they trade for Dame Lillard. I complain, I leak some stuff every offseason, and the Bucks make a trade, because that's the other possibility.
I think there's something different to this one. I hear you, and I could understand why somebody would see it that way. This feels different. Like, I'm of the mind that he's gone next summer.
Couple of free throws here from Giannis. No field goals yet. Giannis dancing in the mid-range, finding a cutting AJ Green.
And that's the key. Giannis is down, Lisa. Doesn't look good. Does not look good. He went down and immediately summoned for the trainer.
He was grabbing up that right leg initially, it looked like. Shaking his head. All right, we will take a timeout. And Giannis gingerly, just moments ago, walking on his own power back to the locker room with the medical staff following him.
He is not requested a trade. That's what I'm hearing. That doesn't. I don't believe. Again, outside of Windhorst saying it, which is crazy because he's reporting on somebody else's report. I've never heard that Giannis has requested a trade. And that's why it's so hard to take some of this stuff serious, because again, when you're talking about somebody else's story and you've added on to, like, Shams didn't say that Giannis requested a trade, but you took Shams' story and have now, again, talk about the telephone. You'd say one thing, and then somehow it goes from this summer one thing to today being he requested a trade, which, again, just logically, if that was true, why would Windhorst report that on ESPN Cleveland on a phone interview? It doesn't even matter. Why would that? I'm going to break this news talking to a local radio station in Cleveland. That makes no sense at all. But going back to it, JT, the Bucks don't owe him anything. Again, whether he's having this conversation with or not, you don't owe him anything. And again, I'm not saying you're part of the problem, because he's not, but the injuries he sustained, the Bucks never they never had a chance to defend their championship without injury. Chris Middleton, 22, Giannis, 23, 24 was that Giannis again, and 25 was Dame. You think he's gonna go to New York and all of a sudden he's gonna be a pick and roll screen merchant roll? Oh, you know what? I didn't do it when Dame was here. I didn't want to set hard screens, but now that we got Jalen Brunson, I'm a screen and I'm a roll to the back. He's never gonna be that guy. That's never gonna be what he does.
Absolutely disheartening that this team has been constructed for you. Everything that you wanted has been done. You wanted Dame, we got Dame. We held on to Chris for too long because he's your homie. We held on to Drew for too long because he's your homie. We held on to Brook Lopez because he's your homie. We brought in Adrian Griffin because that's who you wanted. Then you didn't like him, and we fired him, and we brought in Doc. So it's all this Doc stuff. And that's what I was getting to. And then we brought the other brother. You got two brothers on the squad. There is nothing more that the Milwaukee Bucks, John Horst, or anybody could have done for him. We've pissed away every draft pick we possibly have. And I'm not comfortable trading Giannis. My stance is, if you want to trade, you're going to be here. Shout out to the homie Sparky. Or you're going to sit at home.
I'm calling. Yeah, maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. Yeah, maybe I'm selfish. All my ladies and I can't. Maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. Yeah, no one but me. Yeah, baby. Come on.
So all of this is just from 2 days ago, or whatever day all the quote-unquote news, if you can call it news, broke. I said, okay, perfect time. We'll get everybody together. We'll talk before the Pistons game. Everybody knows what happens with the Pistons game, so there won't be any talk about fake injuries or anything associated with that. But what I think I'll do, the Sixers game is going to start in about an hour, so I'll edit this now and interject when necessary, and then probably by the time I finish this, the Sixers, no doubt the glorious win against the Sixers where the Bucks get totally back on track, will be on. Feel like we did a lot of complaining here as usual, but some good stuff, and it was good to talk to everybody again. So enjoy. We called the roundtable to not a whole lot of stuff I particularly wanted to talk about this year, and I've kind of been somewhat more interested in the Packers and whatever. But look, you know why you're here, right? The Giannis news kind of broke, if it's news. Thinking I've also heard people saying he's given the Bucks 25 games to right the ship or whatever, which is kind of a whole big thing. So again, I don't want to bias it. We'll go to Crib first because Crib was on the Zoom first. First reactions to Giannis apocalypse.
It feels really ambiguous about how you'd probably expect it to end, but I think we're probably closer to that than ever. And I want to be fair here and say, like, I know Giannis comes at 100% all the time, but I don't know what other organization would do what the Bucks have done, and I don't know if it's on the Bucks at this point that this relationship ends. However, it's going to end. I think it seems relatively likely that that's where we're headed. I'd give it a 70-30.
Okay. 70-30 by the trade deadline, 70-30 by the end of the year. Just
70-30 could be at any one of those. It doesn't make a difference. I
but
don't
like soon.
Yeah, it's within the next 12 months. I think that's probably reality. And I don't know where he thinks he's going to go, where he's going to win more championships or have more control or the things that he likes or the things that he feels comfortable with. He's an on-ball player. It's not he. I'm really kind of like, what do you want? What do you want? What are you expecting to be out there? I guess grass isn't always greener, but maybe for him it will be.
Kendrick.
I just don't really buy it. I mean, I personally don't think that he's going to do anything. They're reading all of this into he deleted his stuff related to Bucks off of Instagram. I mean, he's gone through that. I mean, does he even handle his Instagram, during the season? I just don't know all those factors. I, for one, I'm not going to worry about all that stuff until it's actually happened. Why stress over that? Why lose my enjoyment over this entertainment, as it is supposed to be until, it's time to do that. That being said, it's 50-50. I think that he could. All this stuff could be true, but I just think that it's just these guys, they just want clicks, man. They want engagement. When I seen it, I don't know who dropped it first, or I seen Windhorse did it, and then Shams had to get on in it and take it up a notch. He's demanded it for these guys. That's their job. They got to drive interest and drive clicks and drive people to their market. They're marketing themselves and what they think they know. I mean, I think it's been proven that Giannis doesn't really share much with these sharers, these people that are out there. So I don't know. I'm just not gonna get into all of that. As far as where he would go, I don't know. I don't know where the Bucks. I guess they would be over a barrel, and they would probably have to do it. Because I mean, this guy is giving you everything you have, built everything you got downtown. They kind of have to let him out if that's what he wants. I don't think I really wouldn't trust the Bucks with a bunch of draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see them get 5-6 first round draft picks because besides Giannis, who have we drafted that's been, I mean, that could even come close to replacing him? Nobody. Now, playable people has been DiVincenzo and Brogdon, as far as on that caliber consistency. I just don't see that. I wouldn't trust the Bucks to have a bunch of picks. It's just gonna be garbage, even though this draft class is supposed to be really good, pretty loaded. They might be able to get somebody if they were to get something this year, besides their potential pick. I think they got a swap. They'll get the worst of the two swaps, depending on how the season finishes with their first round pick this year. But I would like to see them, so a team's going to be fleeced. They're going to have to give up 3 legit, real good player, 1 real good player, 2 supporting casts to kind of replace that, plus a bunch of picks. Who's going to do that? And they're just going to wait it out, and wait till the Bucks can't do anything left. I mean, it's just a no-win situation. It's really, really just dismal. That's why I'm going to choose peace going forward. I'm just not going to give it much space in my brain.
So I was hoping somebody would have a stronger take, because I think we're all kind of blah about this. Like I'd like to gin up some anger. I'm annoyed. But I'm just annoyed.
Yeah.
I don't think Jay's jumping on. But I do echo kind of what he said on the chat, which is, so after a game that you basically lost by yourself, trying to like couldn't back down Middleton and like try to shoot a fade away and then didn't get back up court and then let him run back. Like there's a lot of weird kind of, that Wizards game was weird. The last 4 minutes that I watched, he's such, like, again, lukewarm takes. he's meant so much to the city. He's such a great player, and he's such a dumb player, and he works so hard, but he's also so lazy, and he competes so hard, but he can't set a screen, and he plays such good defense except for when he doesn't, and he's so dynamic offensively except for when he looks like a spaz. And so like I feel like a lot of, especially when I do solo, like I feel like either I'm pushing a point of view or just getting some take off or whatever, man. Like it's like I'm not really trying to convince you to, if you think he's like the greatest buck ever, if you think he like either way, like it's, if people are like, grieve however you want to grieve, don't believe it, believe it. I think some of the other conversations about, Kendrick, we have more fun with the like officiating conspiracies. Like I'm here for people complaining about Doc. I'm here for people sort of complaining about Horse, but not as much as Doc. But it's just, I don't have a great take on it, man. It's just like, oh, okay, great. Like you said, it's an entertainment product. Like if this is entertaining to me, like whatever.
Yeah,
I think the thing that I'm more irritated with more than anything, I think the business part of it is the business part of it. And I think that's why I'm like, whatever, right? Because the business has to happen. The Bucks have to operate well beyond Giannis. And if Giannis is really committed to winning championships, and I understand both sides. The part of the story that is crazy to me is like Windhorse, coward move today.
Yeah.
He's already asked for a trade. And nobody was reporting that. Nobody was reporting that through the summer. So if that's what you think, or that's what you've heard today, that's a coward report, which we know him to be anyway, especially when it comes to Giannis. So that's the part to me that kills me. And I agree with Ken. Like, it's like Windhorse makes a bold claim, and then we get this other follow-up one from Shams, like, oh, they were, the agents having conversations, and there's going to be a resolution here shortly or whatever. And it is a little bit of that, like, who can add more fuel to the fire, so that if there's anything that I'm upset about, it's that.
Well, that's right? That's the part I don't, and I've never understood this part. This is the part I don't understand. And maybe Kendrick, like, because again, I'm not keeping up with this. I'm not listening to Bucks podcast. I see little tweets. I don't see tweets as much. But this has always been the question. Someone has always been lying, right? I really would like a book, and like people bang on name or say the Bucks don't have any real reporters, or like people get their lunch, like get outscooped by national people, but the national people are all just vessels of agents, right? So when there was talk in 2019 and 20, like there's been talk forever. And at some point it'd be nice if there was a book that's saying, yeah, that was nonsense, but that was Chris Hames through Dame, and this was this and that was that. But they can't just say, like, I don't even feel like they're reporting we knew before and yet somehow we were silent about it. They're just saying there was a request. Well, what justification is it that you're reporting now? Are you saying it's a request because his team is saying there was a request now? Like, what's the timeline on this? Or are they just throwing some like news out there and just saying, here's your slop, here's your fake news or whatever? Like, that's the part I've never gotten, because it's been years and years and years of this stuff. And what I have said for a long time was, it seems like they start complaining and then we sign his brother, or they sign Drew, or they sign Dame. He starts complaining and we make a move, right? And we kind of respected that. But this, like, I don't really know what this is. And that's the part I don't, there needs to be some, I need some high level person to be like, hey, yo, this is what's actually been happening. But there's never any messaging. It's just like when and I'm talking a lot, when LeBron was going to LA, a year and a half before that, Simmons is like, people keep saying LA, people keep saying his production teams, people keep saying Hollywood, right? Like, people were talking about LeBron going back to Cleveland. They were like, man, I'm still hearing these Cleveland whispers. It's not going away. Like, and those whispers are always seem to be, I mean, I don't mean like newsbreakers, but if you listen to like Simmons, or you listen to just kind of regular people, they're like, man, I keep hearing this for Durant, or I keep hearing that. With Giannis, it always seems like just this great big fake out, and then we make a trade, and then he tweets out something about his grind set, and it was, or my dedication to this city, and it was just like, and no one ever goes back and says, hey, was that all fake, or did you do that, or was it kind of half and half, or did your agent do that?
And that's the part I never get. So I don't know. Kendrick, you have a thought on any of that?
Yeah, it is very frustrating that we don't have like somebody that could just give us a little bit of credible inside information. You know, we don't get anything. It's all these half truths, and I think that's part of why we continue to believe this conspiracy that, you know, all of this is an effort to get Giannis out of Milwaukee, the small market, you know, environment. And, you know, I'm not a conspiracy, however you say that word, a conspiracy theorist, but you look at the foul disparity that's going on.
You kind of are. You kind of are.
We're not going to point any fingers. You got 4 3-point back at you.
Well, I didn't say I wasn't. You said you weren't.
I don't. Anyway, I'll have to look in the mirror and do a real honest assessment. But I've struggled with it for a long time. But now this year with all of the mess, I mean, we knew about the Donaghy stuff, but like, we just think that the league is so above that. You know, like they would never do these things. And I'm just like, yeah, they would. They most certainly would. Look at how they've overlooked cheating and gambling that's going on. They were about to sweep this whole Clippers thing under the rug until, you know, for whatever reason, the feds got involved, and now it's just like a bunch of covering your behind because they don't know where this shoe is going to fall. At least we as fans don't know, but there is way too much smoke for there not to be fire with as the gambling and how prolific it is within the league. So why would I believe that the league is not doing all it can to scuttle any type of success that Milwaukee could see with Giannis this year? I mean, look at the fouls. Look at the way he's been just tackled. And what I think there was one flagrant on him, or, you know, called against those tackles against him.
Yep.
Look how they're officiating.
Not the Westbrook one. Not the Westbrook one.
Not the Westbrook one, which it should definitely have been. And then what the other day when I can't think of the player's name, practically threw Gary Trent Jr. into the stands. And no flag. It was a flagrant, but that guy should have been ejected.
So you're thinking that they're doing that? If I'm reading your conspiracy theory correctly, they're doing it because getting Giannis out of a small market will sell more tickets?
Oh, for sure. Especially if he wants to go to New York or something like that. One of these big market teams, if they could swing.
How many tickets can you sell?
It isn't just about selling, it's viewership. Giannis brings a worldwide viewership. I just think that.
But doesn't he do that on any team that he's on? You know, like, I hear that, and I think when you look at the numbers, it's very easy to jump to that conclusion. I hear that. It isn't just that he's going to draw the viewers. It's like, how many people are going to watch Giannis struggle? Nobody wants to watch that. How many years did Kobe struggle?
Well, we don't care about Embiid the same kind of way. We care about Embiid a little. I would never care about him because he's a flopping dog disgrace to basketball. But like, if he was on a winning team, that's sort of interesting. Like he's not interesting on a 500 team, and Giannis isn't interesting. He's not interesting enough as a big man on a 500 team, below 500.
Right.
There's always, I guess you'd have to look at the margins. You know what I mean? There's always teams that are interesting to watch. There's always teams interesting to watch.
I just don't buy that.
There's enough stars in the league now that
they were
that
very
are worth
disappointed
watching.
with an OKC versus Indiana championship last year. Those viewership numbers were less than stellar. That was not what the league wanted. Trust me on that.
I can understand that. So again, I just go back. So the conspiracy theory is, don't call fouls, don't give Giannis the whistle.
That's the biggest
so
one.
that they're terrible. And then he's going to be frustrated and want to get traded.
Frustrated, yeah. I think so.
Doc Rivers said 20 minutes ago, but again, it's kind of the politician speak.
Never asked for a trade.
He said, let me make myself clear, read my lips or whatever. Like, Giannis has never asked for a trade, right? Yeah, he did the Clinton thumb. Yes,
I did not request a trade from that woman.
Yo, man. Yeah, it was like he left himself a little out there, right?
And I agree with what you kind of alluded to earlier, Ben. Like they've done everything that they could,
Yeah.
and then that leaves people to look at Giannis and go, look, they did everything you asked them to do, and it hasn't worked out. I'm not going to put all that on Giannis. The
It's not
team
all.
has still made some terrible decisions.
Yeah.
What's been their worst decision?
Getting rid of Drew. If we want to go to my most recent cataclysmic decision,
Interesting.
I think they could have did, because Drew was the defensive heart of that team. This team, although they talked about itself as being an offensive team, but this team was built around defense, and they lost so much bringing in a weak defender in Dame and getting rid of Drew. And then they got rid of, Wes Matthews, your favorite player. He was gone. And then what's the guy they traded away to Chicago? The little scrappy dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they just lost so much defense. Middleton got older. Brooke got older. But I think that, it's all hindsight. But I think that was the most recent thing.
The biggest mistake they made is not trading Middleton after they won the chip.
That's
when he was worth.
That was way back.
Sure. That's when he was worth the most.
I'm not trying to rage bait. The biggest mistake they made was not trading him after 2019, after the Raptors series, when it became clear that it would take a worldwide plague, right, like the third horse of the apocalypse plague, for him to have one good, halfway decent run. But again, I mean, how
far are we going to go back?
And Drew,
and we should have drafted Siakam instead of.
Right. Well, let's go. It's kind of fun, actually. They just,
it's like
the Drew trade
who
to
do we
me,
DJ Wilson? Like look at the players they passed up on that. I think Sabonis is up there too. That they could have had him. So I mean, how far are we going to go back and look at spilled milk?
But
I'm just looking at the last three, 4 years.
I thought he was asking you that because, or maybe you asked him that, but just to kind of beg the question, I don't know. I'm not broken up about it because I'm old, but I can't believe that Dame was so awful. But like, if you told me we got Dame Lillard, I mean, I had to question everything I thought about basketball, that he was that uncompetitive as a player after I watched him play for West Coast. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff. Like, I can't lie and say I didn't think that was going to work. Like, there's no way that shouldn't have worked better than it did. But like you said, 3 years of Drew Holiday, title, 7 games in the Celtics, and we remember what happened with the Heat. But the Heat was a more competitive series than any of those Pacers series. I mean, so it's kind of it's tough. We could go down the rabbit hole of Doc, and I'm more amicable to blaming Doc and what happened with Griffin versus Atkinson and all of that, and how that was sort of Giannis' call and all of that, than Horst. Like, I
agree.
Yeah, to me, that's worse.
What is I can't blame anything on Doc at this point. I mean, he's playing with the cards he's been dealt. He's got a hand with one spade in it. If he could, he'd bid nil. You know what I mean? That's what the guy's got. I mean, he has no horses on this team besides Giannis. And you've seen that without him on the court. He's done well with Rollins. I think the coaching that Rollins has received has been really good. But I think that's a little bit of smoke and mirrors for us, looking for a diamond in the rough. In reality, who is he really?
What would our record be right now with Jokic? Same injuries to say he's hurt the same time as Giannis.
Same team?
Same team.
You're probably 3 games better. You might be 500. You might be 500. He's a better passer.
Well, he's just not tricking off games like Giannis tricks off games when that's kind of the thing too. It's the free throws. It's a lot of that other stuff. I'd say 3 games.
It might be 500. Yeah.
So then it might be 6. So it might be 6 or 7 games over the course of the year.
Yeah. I mean,
with this same squad,
a 6 seed versus a 6 seed versus a 4 seed.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think that a smarter player, a better distributor, player that can see the court more instead of, I mean, he takes it on and off, where he's gonna dish it out and pass it, here and there. But I mean, our guys go cold. He could have double-digit assists every night. You know, if you have players that are going to make the bucket.
It's a make or miss league. Like, these guys are professional shooters. Again, I'm just like, who are you going to put? Where's this guy going to go where he's going to have 5 more assists a game because he's passing to that much better of shooters?
I want to go back to Doc.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Look at the lineups that he's putting out. Now, you guys say, well, he doesn't have any choices. He does have some choices. He puts out all bench people. He'll pull off all the guys that were starting, and then he'll throw out a bunch of bench people with maybe when Gary Trent was a starter and sprinkle in a little Gary Trent or one AJ Green, and then everybody else is off the bench who are basically Sims is unplayable. Sims is a big, tall, strong Ajax. They're an offensive.
He's worse offensively than Ajax. He's worse offensively than Ajax.
I agree with that. So I mean, so you got that, or you got Ajax. You know, you got.
How many guys that start for the Bucks right now are starters on the Chicago Bulls?
On the Chicago, let's just say on a good team.
I think Rollins.
The Chicago Bulls are a good team.
Rollins is great. I still think Rollins is great. Although
Rollins is a starter, not on the Bulls.
Well,
he is.
Who's on
the Nets?
I think we got 3 starters.
Who?
KPJ, Rollins,
AJ Green is not a AJ Green is not a starter.
I never liked AJ Green, and I think he's shooting 50% from 3 or something like that. But
I like AJ Green's shooting ability. I mean, I don't know if he's a starter, but
I don't like him.
Turner's a starter.
First off the bench,
and Giannis is a starter. All these other guys are not starters on playoff caliber teams,
dude.
And I like Rollins.
So let me Kendrick, let me take it all the way back, which is not the reason. One of the early reasons, except he sucked so bad at the end of games, it was abysmal. But one of the reasons I hated Middleton 2016, 2015, 2017, where I started being like, this ninja does not jump for rebounds. And that's all we've seen. Like, so when you get to Giannis, and again, so we're watching these games, right? And some of them we ended up winning. But if I start seeing from him and Turner the tippy toe rebounds, it's like they love nothing more than to reach their hand out and get the rebound. And after a while, you're watching this, and when it affects possessions and then it's offensive rebounds, a lot of that kind of stuff is like, oh, I guess I don't need to watch this, or I'll go like clean my room or whatever and come back with the last 5 minutes. And so the Turner thing has been disappointing because I don't know, I've seen him block a lot of shots and make some plays. He does have kind of he has the knack for the ball that Brook just didn't have at the end, where Brook was letting people teardrop over him. He'll go get the block before the teardrop gets up in the air. But man, it's like they only got so many jumps left in them, and they're not going to waste it on a Tuesday night. And so maybe they're just getting old. But I thought Turner, I was thinking we were getting the Turner that dunked on Brook Lopez in the playoffs 2 years ago and brought it back behind his ear. And now he's like Spawn, man. It's like I only got so many more jumps in me before I die, and I regenerate, right? And it's just, so I was like, oh, okay. But then it's like, are they just not trying hard because it's not the new calendar year yet? And that's what I've been struggling with, and I kind of stopped watching the last couple of weeks.
I think Turner is who we thought he is. He's missing a good point guard. As much as we hate a dude, he is a decent point guard, and he just doesn't have that kind of distributor to get him the open looks that he needs. We're really just missing either, really solid play from Rollins and KPJ, and we would be at least a 500 team. But KPJ's been gone for 3-4 weeks, and he's just now back. Hurt his back.
And he got hurt again the other night. He got back spasms the other night. Had to leave the game against the Wizards. So again, he's not a start. He is offensively amazing, but he's not a starter because I don't think he has
5 starters. I mean, I think we're holding this starter up to a high level. Every team across the league, I mean, maybe except for OKC, has 2 solid people, and the rest are fill-in guys that you're saying aren't starters.
Okay, let's go. Let's just say average. Grade them in their position.
On the Bucks?
Towards the league. Giannis is a top 2 power forward in the league. Turner maybe as a top
10.
You're gonna 10 center.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
All the rest of the guys are what? Bottom 30 maybe in their role. Like, I mean,
I don't know. I still
25,
think that KP,
26. There's how many starting point guards, how many starting shooting guards? The rest of those guys are all in the bottom half of the league.
I feel like I
in
saw
their
Ryan
specific
Rollins
roles.
drop like 32, 11, and 6 or something like that. But
Yeah, with no Giannis on the court. So somebody's got to score. Somebody's got to take the
you're going to
shots.
take away what he can do without Giannis, without the gravity that Giannis has. He has to get them all on his own. That's harder.
Agreed.
See, this
but
is
you're saying it like a negative. You're not giving him the accolades of being able to do that without Giannis by himself. He's the focal point now. The ball in his hand all the time. He is scoring the bucket. You still got to get the ball in the bucket. Gary Trent Jr.
So should he be doing that with
the ball on the court?
Oh yeah,
when the gravity of Giannis appears up.
I just got a hot flash. Oh, my bad. Last time I got on here, I was praising Cole Anthony. Woo, my bad on that one. My bad on the Cole Anthony. Man, my bad. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sorry about the Cole Anthony, because my goodness.
I'm telling you, he must have slept with one of the referee's girlfriends because that boy has a target on his back. He was in a game less than a minute. I think like 36 seconds. And he already almost had 2 fouls called against him.
Malik Beasley was betting on everything, trying to get his house out of. I've never seen Malik Beasley never looked like Cole Anthony. Looked like he was just. I always say Ricky and Blue Chips, but it's not Ricky. Ricky is actually the farmer. Who was the one who was cheating in Blue Chips? Who was throwing the games?
I don't remember that movie.
Okay, I always say Ricky, but Ricky was a farmer. Not another Blue Chips digression, but like it's not Ricky. Ricky was the farmer's son who got the tractor, and Penny is Penny and Shaq is Shaq, and like the old one who wasn't part of the new class, like the non-Fab Five one was the one who was cheating, and it's not him. It's like Jimmy or something like that. Yeah, my bad on Cole Anthony.
No, I think he tricked us all.
That was like when we got hype on campaign for like a month, you know.
Right. Yeah, I think that these guys, I think that Rollins and KPJ are probably starters on their team. You know, they're at the bottom of the 5. You know, but every team has that level caliber player in their starting 5. Like I said, besides OKC, there isn't anybody that's just stacked from 1 to 5. You know.
But you gotta have guys that are in. You gotta have guys that are in middle of the pack to be able to compete.
We don't.
And
I can't fault Horst. I think he did the best he could this offseason with what he had available to him. I mean, even though he did create that situation himself.
Don't they get some draft picks back at the end of the year? Don't they end up with two additional picks or something at the end of the year? They're going to get the New Orleans pick.
I don't know.
Don't get me lying. I would have to look it up, and I did not.
Dude, seriously, I'm not going to be alive that long. I don't care about these picks. I don't follow college basketball. It's not like you're like, oh, Carmelo's coming out of Syracuse or something. Like, I don't care. I don't follow any of these jokers. I'm not watching Real Madrid or whatever. Like, I'm not watching this stuff, dude. I don't care. They're all a bunch of skinny, long-armed, like, Nepo babies from other like players' sons. Like, I don't care, man, until they're on the team. I'm not following that stuff no more. Like, I can barely stomach the Bucks at this point. So there, just about my favorite tweet, Kendrick just had it. Walter Pistol Pete at whatever the at says Giannis has been moving uncharacteristically weird since May. His advisors are clearly trying to get him to follow the player empowerment playbook, but he doesn't have the heart or is cutthroat enough to properly execute it, which just makes the strategy look goofy. And that's kind of what I think. You're shaking your head like you don't agree. To me,
I don't. You talk about me with conspiracy theories. That's definitely
but what I think. Here's what I think. Here's part of what I think. And again, none of these are strong takes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people live on the internet now, And the first one that I think the first dude that we thought was uncharacteristically non-manly was Durant. Like more than LeBron. LeBron had a team, it was kind of a different thing, but like Durant is kind of like a punk on Twitter, right? Yeah, like he's not really, especially like 5, 6, 7 years ago, he wasn't like characteristically masculine because it was just like he had this weird energy, right? And so there's this weird world, like Giannis lives online too, where I mean he deleted the tweets too, right? Or he deleted old tweets, or he I don't think he went on private, but like he deleted the whole. This started when he like deleted tweets saying whatever. He started retweeting his tweets from 2020, and people were saying, "Well, that's 5 years
He
ago."
just put up all of his championship tweets. That's it. Like he left
Is
up
that what it
anything that
was?
had something to do with championships. Yes. He's all about winning championships. Why put anything else up there? I'm just going to leave the glory moments so that I can relive them and feel good about it and let the world know that I'm here to win championships.
What I'm saying is, if you live on the internet, kind of by nature of it, you live like a punk, right? And so it's at least mysterious. Because what I heard, the one internet sleuth was like, well, this goes back to 12/14/2020, and he said, I'll give you 5 more years. Well, that's 4 more days from now. Like there was all this kind of stuff like that, and you can't tell me this again. I don't want to call him the Nigerian scammer, but like that's out there too in some corners. There's just a lot of mystery to the way he moves. He moves like an internet kid. Right. So if you take the different like aspects of his personality from what we can glean, I mean, Kendrick knows better than us. He's a little bit of a shyster. He's a little bit of a scammer. He likes the attention. And then there's all the nobility and all the good stuff that people would say about him. But he's playing this a certain kind of way. But I do believe he can't play. He's not going to do the LeBron thing and take his purse and go home in the same kind of way that somebody's really committed. Like he's not going to do the diva wide receiver thing exactly the same kind of way. And what my wife said a half hour ago is it's a lot more like Favre and Rodgers, where it's kind of a lot of weird half measures. To me, like he doesn't have a team like that. He's not hooked up with the right agencies like that. He's still got this Greek dude doing all his business. It's just odd, right? It's like a small market LeBron power play to me, if indeed we believe any of this. But it's like a weird kind of thing where it's like also people are making comments on that. Like Giannis is on the internet. Giannis was on the internet, was on Twitter and Instagram, everywhere else all afternoon reading people's tweets. Like, he was. So it's this weird world where we want to complain about athletes, but also people are like, Giannis, you should leave. Giannis will love you forever. Giannis, get out of my city. Giannis, we want the picks. And it's this weird sort of feedback loop where we're like directly in touch with the athlete. And it muddies the waters as to what his intentions, as opposed to just being like, I'm speaking through my representation, and that's what it is. And that's the other thing.
That's why it needs to boil down to the simplest thing.
Yeah.
To boil it down to the simplest thing, if he is what he says he is, and he's about winning, and he wants the best chance to win, can he stomach a bad season in Milwaukee like Kobe did? I think they had 2 bad seasons after they won the Paul Gasol, or in between the Paul Gasol and Kobe championship that they got. They had a couple bad seasons. Can he stomach that? Can he see the greater good? Is he really committed to winning, or is he really committed to staying in one place like Dirk and Kobe? What's the thing?
If he's committed to winning, can he learn not to do the dumbest things we've ever seen at the end of games every third game?
How many free throws did he lose? Did he miss the other night against the Wizards?
Can he stop fouling people at the end of games? Like, all right, shut up. Go ahead.
I'm just saying. That's what the real question becomes to me, is what is the simplest understanding or the simplest goal that he has, the clearest goal? Because all the other stuff, business opportunities, venture, whatever, NBA conspiracy theories, what is the most important thing to the player and to the organization? Is it winning? Is it making money? Is it his comfort of his friends and family? What is the thing that's most important? That's the thing that's going to drive him to make the decisions that he's going to make. Because if you really, really are about winning and you cannot stomach a bad season, then why don't you just step out and just be like, I need to go win. You've already said it 10 times. It's time for me to go. It's not happening here. I can't go through a season of 10 wins or 15 wins. That's unacceptable. That's below my baseline, and I won't do it. if he's not willing to, if he's not going to do that, then he's not really about winning as much as he is. There's something else that's keeping him here that he hasn't committed to himself yet.
I just think this is all super premature speculation. I mean, we're 22 games in, and we're trying to figure all this out. I mean, Giannis is
how many has he missed?
He is who he is. You know, he's missed quite a few. You know,
yeah.
But we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, I don't know what will happen afterwards, but I'm just not going to give this the mental space in my head, you know, worrying about all this. I mean, yeah, he makes stupid mistakes. He misses a lot of free throws, but he also does a lot of other good things.
Does he have to go? Does he have to go? This is a little bit of a brain teaser, maybe. I don't know, but does he have to go to a team where he's not the best player to win a championship? And if so, what does that say about? If we agree that there's only like 5 players arguably better than him, what does that actually say? What team where he's the best player can you conceivably see that he wins a title? Because
he's not one of the top 5 best players in the league. Statistically, that is accurate. But basketball-wise, is he one of the top 5 best players in the league?
It just doesn't make sense. Basketball is statistics. You are what your stats tell you you are.
He can overpower.
We always have this conversation. I miss this conversation, but
Giannis is a top. I mean, definitely in the top 5. That's just the most ridiculous thing you've said, Crit.
I said a lot of ridiculous things. So
I know that one is crazy.
I mean, if you just have to look at him offensively and defensively. Offensively, his game is basically what? Fast breaks,
putting the ball in the basket.
Fast breaks in the
no
paint.
matter how many people are in front of you, averaging almost 30 points a game. That is his game.
Amazing.
And no one else in your top 5. Tell me who else in your top 5 is doing that.
Wemby.
But answer my question.
Wemby.
Answer my question though, because
who can guard that guy?
He's not doing that. He's not averaging 30 points a game.
Somebody push him down the steps. I don't want to hear about him, man. I don't even acknowledge his existence.
I'm just saying if he is what he says he is, again, if he's a top 5 player in the league, you tell me what he's like. Where
can he go?
Where is he getting better at?
He go play with.
How many free throws did he miss the last night against the Wizards? They lost by 3 points.
How many other people are on the team?
You just told me how great those guys are.
Hey man, I got to be honest, right? You give me
honest.
I'm as washed as I can be, and I'm 5'10". I'm maybe 5'11" with shoes. I'm not fading away from Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton isn't blocking my shot. Like he faded away 1,000,000 feet from Chris Middleton. It's dumb stuff like that at the end of games. Like he does ridiculous.
He has no other part of the game. There's no other game.
So what's happened more often in his career? He's airballed free throws, or he's gotten his shot blocked. Who's blocked his jumper? It's like sometimes dunks get blocked. His jumper has never been blocked, but he fades away to midcourt. Again, now it seems like we're bashing all-time great Milwaukee Bucks, and I don't actually want him to leave. But it's like, where can he go, man?
You guys are just.
He has to be better off ball.
I don't think he has. Oh yeah, that's definitely true.
He has to be better off ball if he wants to win championships. And here's the thing. You can't put him with another guy who has to have the ball in his hand. That's why it didn't work with Dame. Dame didn't move off the ball either. That's why Middleton worked for him, because Middleton could be lazy, make a cut, and take some terrible jump shot and get away with it. Giannis doesn't move without the ball. How many times have you seen that guy score a bucket outside of a pick and roll dunk and do anything else besides run and dunk?
Again,
I am not going to participate in this.
I sound like James Harden.
So Kendrick, my criticism though is just based on I wanted him to evolve more these last. So I'll say something else I know my brother doesn't agree with. Because this to me was the Iverson thing. It's kind of like best actor. Is it best actor or like the one who does the most acting, right? Giannis does the most stuff. Giannis gets the most statistics. But like when it comes right down to it, like sometimes it works out and sometimes he makes incredible plays and sometimes that's enough we win or somebody makes a jumper. But I kind of think chuckers, like people, like there's only been so many players in NBA history. They're like, well, of course, Iverson took all the shots. Like, who did you want him to pass to? But actually, as you found out, like he also didn't share the ball with Carmelo because he was a chucker, right? Kobe, never stopped chucking his whole career because that's just who he was. And like the stuff that Giannis gives us is way more positive than negative. But it's just the play. This is the player he wants to be. He wants all the stats. He knows when he's about to get a triple double. He's known all that, right? But like he didn't. I don't think anybody will come away from this whole thing being like, man, that guy was a winner. Man, that guy mastered basketball. Like you'll say a lot of other dope stuff. Man, he could dunk on people. Man, he played so hard. He made me so happy. Like we had so many great games. You know, every once in a blue moon, like 5 servers jumping. You'll say all this stuff about him, but you won't say he's a winner. Like there's a part in The Last Dance where like BJ Armstrong is like, at a certain point, Jordan just mastered winning. And so like whatever we needed to be, he would be. And at a certain point, it was easy. He'd talk trash. He'd start a fight. He'd do whatever. But like he was just master. He was showing up to win. And like Giannis plays for stats, and if we win, great. And if not, it's somebody else's fault. And that was Iverson. Like I'm taking 40 shots, and whatever happens, happens. And again, I'm not even bashing him. Like it's just like, dag, man. Like none of this is your fault. Like yo, man, none of this is your fault. Your brother.
I think you guys are seeking him to be a perfect player. You're seeking for. I mean, Shaq came in the league. Shaq was the same guy he came in leaving.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, he lost. Shaq was doing more Giannis stuff when he came in than when he left.
Shaq mastered that.
No, he didn't.
Shaq mastered that baby hook that was almost unstoppable.
Okay, so he got another shot added to his repertoire.
You have have that.
Last year, Giannis was shooting 40% from his mid-range.
How did it help him in the playoffs?
This year, it broke off. No. We're talking about the individual player. So let's stick to that.
Shaq had that.
That's what you're talking about. He had the jumper. It just hasn't shown up this year. But he had the jumper. He developed that, and he got it back. And his career is not over. Shaq's is over. Shaq did that his last 2 or 3 years. That was it.
He did it with the Lakers.
Okay. Iverson was the same player. All these players, they are the same players. They're not fully developed. They're not able to do all of these things that you're asking him to do.
He should be able to move off ball.
You have what he has, and you find it to be so limiting, and he is still a top 5 player.
He should
it's
be
just
able
slanderous.
to move off
It's just criticize somebody for not being perfect.
I don't think Embiid was the MVP when they gave Embiid the MVP. That's the same thing.
And you know what that is? That's coaching. What did the Bucks do when they came out and they were like 4-1? You've seen Kuzma playing more. You've seen him moving, more cuts, more all this stuff. And where is it? Where is it? It's gone now. This is coaching. And this is, I guarantee you, if the coach was directing these players to do it, he would be doing it more often. But you don't see that. You see no one cutting on the Bucks basketball team. No one. The ball is just swinging around the perimeter.
Have you ever seen Giannis be a good off-ball player?
Shoot a three.
Offensively?
No. Yeah, I have. He said he gets set up, get the ball passed to him, and he does his thing. What do you want him to do?
You're both right. That's the whole.
You're both right. What's off-ball activity besides cutting?
You got to cut off ball. Like you don't. I understand you're going to go set a pick and you're going to roll and you look for the dunk. You're staring at the rock, and so you're running plays to get the ball. But where's the back pick? Where's the off-ball action that's happening that can set you up for the easy buckets? But where's that? Where's that action? You don't see that. He's on ball, setting a pick for the guy with the ball, right, and then rolling. You don't see that.
Okay.
You're not wrong. Neither of you are wrong. I
don't think you're wrong. I just think that we're asking for this guy to be a 10.
No, I'm asking.
We're not happy with the 7 when most of the league is.
No, I'm asking for him to take some ownership of his own player development and where the team is today. It's really easy when you are the superstar to say, that's it. I'm playing with a bunch of losers and this team is not winning. Send me someplace where I can win. That's easy. but it's a hard thing to look at it and say, I am adding to the stank that is the Milwaukee Bucks this year, and I need to do my part.
I agree.
Right? So
Yeah.
I think when a guy that's built his career and his brand on being a grinder, a hard worker, right? The blue collar guy that gets it done. And now for you to throw in the towel and say, let me go play with another superstar. It's really crazy to me, because instead your brand should be saying you're one of the very few athletes that has won a championship in the last 5-10 years without a super team.
And we don't even know if he said any of these things.
No.
Valid.
But again, it's just like Iverson. He plays so hard. He plays
you guys
so hard.
keep on building off of it like he
plays
has
so
said
hard.
it.
He plays so hard. Oh, it doesn't work. He plays so hard. It worked that one year. He plays so hard. And it's like at a certain point, you're glorifying yourself.
What has Jokic said about his time with the Nuggets? Like, he knows there's a contract. He's going to sign it. He already said that. Like, he doesn't want to go anywhere. He's made that super clear. Giannis is playing these mind games where he thinks he can convince the Bucks to go out and do something else crazy, but the Bucks have done every crazy thing they can. They've charged every credit card they can charge.
They hired his coach. They have his brothers. They hired his coach. They had to get rid of his coach to get another coach. They've done
all you're waiting for him to do is take some ownership, stand up and say, hey, listen, we're gonna play through this season. I signed a contract. I'm here. This is where I want to be. You can demand a trade at any point. You can demand
I would love that too.
If the Bucks got lazy and were like, we're not going to do anything, then demand your trade then. But why is this happening now?
But I would much rather see him yelling at everybody on the sidelines than doing that. And that goes back to, like, it's an entertainment product, and I want to feel like people care. I want to, that's the other part of it. And again, I
like that too.
I'm way more on Kendrick's side than I'm letting. This is just bubbled up frustration. But again, I've been frustrated the last 5 years because I was like anybody else, like, I wanted to believe in a fairy tale that, like, somehow we had this guy who was better than Kareem, like, man, we got this other guy. But for the last 6 or 7 years, it's just been like, history's going to be like, you didn't make it out of the first round enough, dude. And history's going to be like, boy, you never even took these game sevens. And history's going to be like, Jimmy Butler was better than you in this series. Like, no, he's not Dominique, but he's also not Dirk. And so I felt that I was ahead of the curve on that. I'm not taking a victory lap on that. And maybe there's some good things in the future, but like, some people are going to try to sell that story of we didn't give them enough. But I think people who went to all these games and watched all these games know that there's a lot of games where even the ones that should have been 50-50, we lost a lot of the 50-50 ones. And it's just frustrating, man. That's real. I'm just frustrated that this didn't go better. I'm frustrated we didn't go to another Eastern Conference Finals. I'm frustrated we didn't go to another Finals. Like, we were done watching the playoffs way too early so many of those years. Like, by the second round, we're not even watching the playoffs. And it's just whack, man. And I just have regrets on how it went. And some of it wasn't his fault. Like, some of it was Chris Middleton's fault for not suiting up for a Game 7 against the Celtics. I mean, there's Chris Middleton not showing up against the Raptors, or Drew getting his lunch eaten by Jimmy Butler. I mean, there's others, and Dame being Dame. Like, there's plenty of blame to go around. Mm-hmm. I'm just sort of sad it didn't work out better. And I'm not. I
agree.
I don't. That's really all I'm saying.
The biggest thing is you just wanted more leadership from a guy that has he can lead in any way he wanted to lead, almost. Just do the things that leaders do. And I think people would have jumped behind him, but he's a quiet guy in the locker room. You've heard that many times. He doesn't really do that as often as he should. He's not a guy who's going to call you out on the sideline when he should. He's just not that guy. He's a little too goofy and kind, I think, for him to be that guy. He's not as ruthless as some of the greats.
Okay. I appreciate your comment.
You look sad, man. I'm sorry, man. We got a lot going on.
There's no way this team, like, I go back to, like, again, I'm always going to compare it to Jordan, right? Jordan Kobe and the Lakers lost to the Celtics. I think they had a 25-point lead in the finals. And I remember then saying something like, there's no way Jordan's team with a 25-point lead gives up a game in the finals.
Well,
there's no way Kobe allows some of the things that happen on this team to continue to happen without him laying into somebody on the sideline in a huddle.
But see, when we were growing up, Kendrick, the press conference might have been fake or real, but the press conference was just messaging for whatever they were going on in the locker room. So and we don't always have to say Jordan, Magic, or anybody else. If it's like we got to do better, or hey, the Lakers made us look like sissies or whatever else, that's a reflection of the fight that they had in the locker room about who didn't do this or that and the other thing. And now it's just all this weird spin where they're putting a face on whatever happens. Like, what's the maddest he ever got in a press conference? It's the Malika thing, right? We still remember that. But like either way, I mean, again, I'm not even really criticizing him. I'm just saying it's different now. Here's a wild question to go out on, maybe. Because I've been thinking, so we've been with this dude forever. I forget if it's 2013 or whatever else.
Yeah.
We were watching the Bucks the whole time. We were enjoying basketball the whole time. But I've stated for a long time, I really don't like I don't like the way basketball is played anymore. I don't like that they can take 8 steps. I don't like everything SGA does. I don't like that you go to your offhand and then it can jump sideways and get that call. I don't even really like NBA basketball anymore. If Giannis is gone and you look back on it, I don't even really know what and that's kind of like, I think that's my antipathy toward draft picks, where I'm like, and I don't feel this way about football or baseball, where you're just like, man, if we got to start over, like, who do I even?
That's why you have to root for draft picks. I know Ken said that earlier. The Bucks. There's no way I let him go if I'm not getting like 3 or 4 first-round draft picks. I don't want any player that you can send me, maybe SGA, but like, there's no player that's going to make you feel. To me, it feels like a step backwards. All right, cool. Like if they traded him to the Knicks and you got Cat, like, wow, we're going to be a 7 seed. Awesome.
I ain't watching that, dude.
I'm not watching that.
Nobody's Carl Anthony Towns in a Cream City jersey. You think I'm watching?
It's perfect for him.
You think I'm listening to Lisa Byington call Carl Anthony Towns games in a Cream City jersey on a Tuesday night? Oh, Carl Anthony Towns! Get out of here, dude! I ain't watching that. All right. Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Give me the draft picks.
Show us the moves, Mr. Cat. Mr. Kit Kat with the 3.
Go ahead and break it all down. Get as many draft picks as you can, and rebuild. I mean, that's what you have to do. Don't give me a guy.
I am closer to what Ben is saying. I'm mostly disgusted with the way the game is played today. Call me an old head, call me this, whatever. But it's like,
it's
like
so
Ben
much
said,
better than college basketball. Oh, how can you watch?
Oh, I don't like that either. I definitely don't like that either.
Kendrick,
yeah.
You wake up on a warm day in 2027 and you have to watch Luka and Giannis on the Lakers. Like, how mad are you? Because that goes back to the other thing. Like, if it's not even like if he has success, if I have to watch like the most deplorable team have 2 players they shouldn't have again, and it goes back to the early gambling conversation and everything else, you're just like, this is whack. This is WWF, and I feel like a sucker for getting caught in the storylines where it's like everybody ends up a Laker anyway. Like, it's 3 teams that matters, and we ain't one of them. So like, maybe we had our time in the sandbox, and now it's like over.
Yeah. Well, again, you guys, I don't want to think about this dismally of the future. Like we all lived through the 2015 or the one. What was it? 15 win season. Was that 2015? Nobody wants to see that. So I don't even want to think about that. Could it happen? What I still root for Giannis. I'm a fan.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask.
I would watch him on almost anybody. Luka doesn't bother me that much. He is a big whiny crybaby.
I hate him so much.
He's a solid player. In the same vein that you guys claim that that most people think of Jokic.
Jokic and Doncic are the same guy, just different sizes.
Yeah. Both whine and complain, but Luka just cries, man, worse than any crybaby I've ever seen. Worse than LeBron.
James Harden. He's James
Yeah.
Harden from Europe.
Yeah, pretty much. But I would watch that. I mean, if I could see him play with anybody, it would be with Curry. That would be the only time I'd be happy. It's not going to happen. None of this is going to happen. I'm just saying, I would have loved to have seen that pairing.
I think the most likely place he ends up is in San Antonio. I think they put him next to Wemby. I think that's the place. That's the place he probably ends up.
And I could root for them. I know you don't like the tall string being, but
no, I hope they do that. I hope they do that.
I don't like all the raving over what a 7'12" dude can do. It's just like, give me a break.
Right.
Yeah, like okay, his dribbling, his handles. If he can get by a dude, that's impressive. That is impressive for a dude that tall. But blocking shots, dunking the ball, he doesn't even need to jump to dunk. So I don't care. It's not impressive.
It's not.
So only highlights I want to hear about Wemby is him doing some dribbling, and that'll be just the right amount of occurrence during a season where I won't get sick of him. But like talking about, he blocked 12 shots, so what?
What about if he goes to Brooklyn?
If he goes to Brooklyn and play with who?
Well, they have the draft capital to be able to send you as many draft picks as you want.
He's going to be starting over with nothing then. That's the crazy part to me.
But that's not his call, you know what I mean? That's not his call.
I just don't think it's going to happen.
So
I really don't think it's going to happen.
I just know myself, and this is the thing. I think if he left, I wouldn't root. I mean, I'm not rooting against him like I'm like maniacally cackling when Aaron Rodgers breaks his hand or gets slammed into the turf. Like that. I mean, that mess is funny to me. But
looks like Rocky.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got? With that bandage on his nose, that was perfect.
It's so I don't think I would root for him or against him, but honestly, what you can just see him having a little bit more success, even on a middling team, and people being like, well, yeah, like I'm not. Here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to listen to Van Gundy or Van Gundy's not on a broadcast. I'm not going to listen to anybody be like, now he's got the tools. This is what he could have did the last.
No.
And that's going to be the narrative because everything's just narratives. And so you'd go right back to being mad. Like I would wish him well, more or less. But honestly, and I think the other kind of Twitter narrative tonight is just like, well, make the best. We're not going to send you where you want to go. We're going to get the most picks we can do. This is, if it's a
business, it's a business.
If it's a business, it's a business. Right. That's right.
Yeah. Nothing like, they did Dame a solid, if you ask me.
Yeah, 100%.
So no, none of that. I mean, if he's gone, then the Bucks got to take care of themselves. This
can't be a Kareem
valuable asset. This is what they have lost so many assets for.
That's right.
So you got to try to recoup all of this, what you have lost, if that's going to happen. If that's what he demands, then you're going to wind up. Otherwise, but you know what? He can be like, fine, I'll play one more year, and then I'm going to be a free agent. I'm going to walk.
Can I say something that you're not going to care about?
You're really over a barrel. They're really over a barrel.
Kendrick, why did they do a video for Dame?
To be nice.
Because of Giannis?
Nah. Just to be nice. Dame did the best he could. Dame did the best he could. He really did.
They had something to say about Turner getting booed when he went back to Indiana, and they wanted to make sure there was one for Middleton.
They should boo him. They didn't even do a good one. I'm still waiting for the Chris Middleton video, guys. Like, there's plenty of stuff. Like, they don't even do good videos.
They had a Chris Middleton video.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but yeah, I don't really care about all that.
Well, there's only so many highlights.
There's only so many highlights
that you can put up for Chris Middleton anyway. I was like
Chris, you know what?
15
you guys
seconds.
talk about Chris Middleton is why we have a championship. Just to remind you guys that.
Yeah.
Why is he so swole now?
And this
he finally started lifting weights. Dude. He finally started
make
lifting
free
weights.
Throws. Doesn't box out, doesn't all this stuff is slander against Giannis. That's why we have a championship.
It's not slander.
Because of those terrible guys that are not even top 5.
I'm looking at a signed Chris Middleton ball right now. I don't. Who among you has a signed Chris Middleton basketball right now?
That was your brother's idea, but I was like, I will buy that all by myself to give to him
all day.
What's funny is my wife is gonna murder me because I had to put it in like plexiglass so it doesn't fit anywhere. So it's like in the front room next to like the nice china and stuff. But
Perfect.
yeah, no.
It's a very lovely gift.
To be fair, Ken, I just want to set the I'm a huge Giannis fan, obviously.
I know, man. I'm just teasing you.
But I'm
I
saying
think we all are. I think that people just start to nitpick him so much that it just starts to sound ridiculous.
You just want to see ownership from him that he is part of it. He's part of this mess, and that just because you're unhappy with it doesn't mean you get to go find your.
And then again, who are we looking at? Who is saying this? Windhorse, Shams. I'm just.
And allegedly his agent. I don't know.
That he never said anything. These people said that they said these things. He has never, every contract extension that he signed, he's done the exact same thing. He has never said, I'm definitely signing this contract as soon as they put it on paper. What you want Jokic to say. He has never done that. And every time it comes around, he signs that Supermax.
But again,
what is it? This is going to be his third one, right? Every time.
He's on the first year of a 3-year, right? So he's got this year and next year, and then he's player
this year
option.
And next year. Yep.
And then he's player option.
Next year he can sign it.
It's infinite money. The money doesn't matter. Again, I just feel like a part of it is just to play to be like, y'all love me, right? Don't y'all love me? Wouldn't it be terrible if I went somewhere? Y'all love me, right? And I don't feel like I remember where I was when
conspiracy theorists.
No, he likes to love, dude. That's why he's always giving some Tony Robbins quote. I mean, that's kind of the whole thing, man. Steps to success.
Everybody likes love, man.
I just think it's different. So it's just weird. It's a weird timing. And if people were like, all people would have to do is be like, hey, actually, we knew this the whole time. But I think he kind of got bullied into trying to do this based on his own inadequacies and injuries and Doc's terrible coaching and a lot of other stuff. But
that's what I really wanted to talk about. You gonna tell me this? Doc is inadequate. This was another poor choice.
So
now they can't go and start paying a fourth coach.
So this Nigerian from Greece, just who didn't know who Jason Kidd was, didn't know Jason Kidd played basketball, but dreamed of being a New York Knickerbocker, right? That's what we're like who put the battery in his back that he wanted to be a Knick? He doesn't want to be a Knick.
Who said he said these things?
But I'm just saying. So like, I'm on yours. That's what I'm.
No. This is what you have seen on the internet. You talk about these players.
So what's the reality, Ken?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
He loves Milwaukee. He loves Milwaukee.
No, you guys aren't asking these things. You guys are taking these things that you have seen on the internet.
Yeah, so you tell me what's
and
the reality.
Have made them fact. And now you're saying he needs to do something about this.
It's the biggest story today.
To be a Knick.
It's the biggest story, and Eldon Campbell died today. All right, it's the biggest story today. All right, like,
oh man, I didn't hear that.
Maybe it was last night, but like, yeah, it's the biggest story going, dude. Like, people have been waiting on this. It's everyone's.
Oh yeah, these articles have been written for.
Dude, this has been going on all year long. It just took a little hiatus, and now it's back.
Okay,
well, you knew it was coming after losing to the Wizards. I'm like, okay. As soon as I saw that final,
that loss to the Wizards
was on him.
Doc Rivers. Rivers.
Giannis.
It's on Giannis, dude.
Dude, there was
50,
a lineup
50-50.
at one time. Bobby Portis, Sims, Cole Anthony, maybe AJ Green. I mean, the lineups that he was putting out there was abhorrent. Even if you have slim pickings to pick from, at least keep two of your starters out there. At least keep two of them out there. Do not empty your bench plus AJ Green and think you're going to keep a 10-point lead. It was gone every time. And then he put the starters back out there, put KPJ and Giannis back out there and build it back up. Dude, that was on Doc. People want to talk about 3 points that Giannis could have scored from the free throw line. They gave up double-digit leads 2 times in that game, at least, that I can remember. Doc Rivers. And it was bringing in that 99% bench lineup. That's a travesty.
Who you want? Who's replacing Darvin Ham?
I mean, it's too late now. Hold on, you guys talk.
So this has been more than a half hour. Give me 5 minutes on the Packers.
We'll see after this week what they are. I think a fantastic defense. You're going to lose your defensive coordinator. Terrible head coach. They should fire him.
Oh my goodness.
Awful. Play scared. And the only reason they win anything is if he lets J Love just air it out. Be aggressive.
I thought like we were due for a good game. You know what I mean? But it's shocking to me how many plays he has to make. How many he's to me he's hyper accurate from like I think I said this somewhere else from like 15 yards and in. He puts the ball right. Like every once in a while he makes a bad decision or he doesn't see the linebacker or whatever. But he is putting these balls like these sideline balls, these seam routes like right on the money most of the time. And then it's kind of like floaty passes deep where it's like, well, he just kind of threw it up and it kind
his
of
deep ball isn't very good.
Yeah. It's just kind of average.
Yeah. The one that he threw to Watson on Thanksgiving, that was perfect. He led him. Whereas if you've seen some of the deep ones that he threw earlier in the year, they were always kind of behind. The guy had to slow down or try to track it behind him instead of in front of him.
Right.
And so he played very well. But it was also a little bit of coaching, a little bit of different. He hit that one seam route down the middle to the tight end. I don't know which one it was. It was Biley or Musgrave or whatever. But like it's an offense that was predicated around throwing the ball instead of worrying about running the ball. And they won. They won that way. We'll see if they can do that against Chicago. That's what the issue is going to be.
You would not believe the Bears talk from my wife and her brother. Like the Bears are back, all this stuff. Like it's so unstoppable. It feels like a split. It feels like a split with the Bears. But again, it's kind of weird because like the Eagles are sort of imploding and we also should have beat the Eagles. But like, again, it was kind of that weird
terrible offense. That was terrible. I was there. I was watching. It was awful.
Oh, that's right. You were there.
They got to go 3. That's probably why they lost. They got the next 3 games with Bears, Denver, Bears. They got to get 2 of those.
Yeah. But I think they still play the Vikings, right? There's at least
last game of the season.
Okay, so there's at least one more. So it's Bears, Denver.
And I don't know how many times the Bears play Detroit. I don't know. They might have Detroit twice themselves too. So those will be good games too.
Detroit plays the Cowboys, I think, this week, and then that'll kind of be that. But Kendrick,
look back at their season, like their losses are not nearly as bad too, right? Carolina's not a bad loss anymore, I don't think. And I think the Dallas tie is probably not as bad as we think it is because Dallas is a pretty good team.
Player, your nut puncher getting sent home at 2 a.m.
Are you talking to us?
Yeah. Did you guys talk about that yet?
Who?
Them waving Chris Ball.
No, we did not. No, he's nut puncher could be so many people, Kendrick.
He was one of the first ones that I can remember.
He got everything he deserved.
Everybody else punched people at least towards their head. Good choice. Anyway, yeah, that was just kind of cruel for them to stuff like that. And they can't even sign a player, and they have to. They're cap locked, or however that phrase goes. I don't understand what they're doing there. Why did you even have to do that? That was the only reason why somebody might come to see the Clippers this year. It was this farewell season.
They got Brooke.
Brooke's not playing anymore. Brooke got relegated to the bench now. Bradley Beal's out for the season.
Broken hip.
I mean, they just got, oh man. I knew this team was gonna crater. I'm like, can't get all them old buzzers on one squad. What is going on? That was just terrible.
I think
to just cut dude in the middle of the night was crazy.
There was a time, right? Like, I think the normie perception of Chris Paul the first half of his career, like, remember there was like I had this conversation, my LA customer that I see every Wednesday. that's what it means to be a Lakers fan is even though you've had all these riches and you steal everybody's players, he's still whining about them. They couldn't put Kobe with Chris Paul. He's like, so we're talking about this. And he's like, oh man, we'd have had Kobe and Chris Paul and start. This is the one time they could say that like the league did something they didn't like, right? But I feel like with Reggie Miller in previous generations, like Chris Paul was doing all these State Farm commercials and like people perceived him as like this cuddly guy because of the commercials he was in. But because they all have so much money and it doesn't matter, like, and I think who's the Disney guy? Whoever the Disney president, they're like, oh, Chris Paul, like, who's the head of Disney? Crib, not
Iser,
yeah,
Bob Iser.
No, before after that, whatever Iger, right? Iger, right?
Iger.
Oh,
whatever,
he's like Iger's protege and all this kind of stuff. He's smart with his money. He got all these investments. He did all this stuff. Blah blah blah. And obviously he's really smart, but he's such a basketball playing dirty punk psycho that like we all think of him as so unlikable, like pushing Giannis on the like, but just a million dirty plays. He's so classless on the court that he's become such a hateable player like the back half of his career. And this is just like one more example. Like he just couldn't shut up with the Clippers. Even I mean, some people are just like that, but it's just, you would have thought he could have aged gracefully to like being an announcer if he wanted to, or taking his millions and doing all this stuff. And he's just a little man, Napoleonic, psycho. And it's just, I don't know. It's interesting to me. Like he just doesn't age gracefully at all. Like everybody hates him everywhere. But he was so great when he was young. He was so, Crib, you don't want to hear that. He was so great.
He was never great. I'm definitely not broken up about it. I think it's fantastic what happened to Chris Paul. Right. I don't have any issues. I think it's great. What goes around comes around. You can believe in karma, call it whatever you want, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
See.
All right, I'm gonna go eat dinner.
See that teamwork that set you up for that one. All right, man. Thanks.
We're gonna watch to the extent that I can
Stop.
find your appearances on these other shows. We're gonna watch and see how often you just say it.